It's been a lot weighing heavy on my heart, and I wanted to talk to you all, those of you who are truly on this channel who subscribe to me, because you really benefit from the ministry work that I'm doing, if you can call this ministry work. Those of you who are on the page because you like to listen to the messages, maybe you find them insightful or they've helped you in some type of way. When I went into ministry work many years ago, when the Lord let me know He's going to give me ministry, I was so eager. I was excited. And I had different expectations. I talked to you about this before. The expectations I had for ministry were to help other people because I love God. And I wanted people to receive salvation. I wanted to help people. Like I told you before, the Lord let me know that I will be working with young women, young mothers. And that's what I thought. I would be helping young women because I wanted to help them overcome some of the things that I overcome. That God helped me, the sins that I had been struggling with since I was young, a small young girl. Insecurity issues, promiscuity, sexual addictions, being a young teenage mom and overcoming those struggles, learn how to love myself and be a woman. I wanted to deal with that kind of stuff, but I feel like I'm struggling internally with my decision because I really don't like the ministry work. I enjoy the people I am helping, the people who are truly getting something out of this. I really enjoy coming on here sharing these messages with you all because I see my ministry has evolved to the point where I've watched my spiritual maturity. I watched my growth, and I've gotten to the point where I feel like God has used me in major ways, even with starting this channel, even though I sometimes feel like it's not much people being helped by this, what I'm doing. I know there's people who are benefiting from this. This is why I struggle internally with not wanting to do it anymore. I struggle internally with, I don't enjoy it. It's not that I don't enjoy it. It's like, it's becoming so burdensome to me. As you know, how they say a few people mess it up for everybody else. There's always somebody who messes it up. I've gotten to the point where I feel like I can't help certain people. And the ministry has become more so overwhelming to the point where I have an underlying resentment. I'm starting to backslide into, not into sin or anything like that. I feel like, I don't even know how to explain this. I can't express my words the way I really want to, because if you all know what I'm trying to say, I didn't go into ministry for this. And I got to the point where, yes, I expected to help people. I expected to deal with young women and help those who really needed help, who really wanted to come to God. I wanted to be an example for them. But I feel like what God has thrust upon me and forced me to deal with, I can't handle it. I can't deal with it, because when a ministry is making you, pushing you further away from God, meaning to the point where I still love God, I can recite the words, but in the midst of my heart, I have anger towards God. I have resentment and pain. And I can't get on here every day and keep ministering to you guys and pretend that everything is okay. Because I look at my ministry and I wanted to help people, but I don't see anyone getting helped. I just see God allowing people to cast their burdens upon me and my family and take advantage of us. You might be wondering why I'm wearing this wig. I know a lot of you have been thinking, why is she wearing this wig? And yeah, I'm back to wearing wigs on my head. Things I was doing back when I was early 20s, I was wearing wigs on my head, and I don't have any hair. That's why I'm wearing this wig. I don't have any hair. I have hair, but I don't have much hair. My hair has been taken out. And that's another thing. It's like, Lord, how is this a ministry when I understand, but people are not getting help from this ministry. They're just putting their burdens upon me and you're letting them do it. My whole family, we have lost everything our whole lives. I know you probably get tired of this broken record, me speaking over and over. I speak over and over because I'm trying to elaborate why I'm deciding I don't want to do this anymore. It's not about people taking things from me. It's the fact that I can't give people what they need. Only God can do that. And I feel like I've been put in a position where I'm forced to give people what it is that they need, and I don't know how to give it to them. I can't give it to them. I can't nurture people who are on my same age who need a mother, and we're the same age. I can't be a mother to you. These people need love. They need a mother. They need things that they missed out on since they were children. Their parents did not give them the love that they needed, and I try to love people, but it's like, I'm a human being too. I have feelings, and nobody wants to be treated like a discarded piece of trash that's left out on the corner somewhere, some discarded. If you think about the old furniture, imagine somebody who's been sitting on the furniture, wearing it out for over 20 years, and the furniture is all tattered and worn, and it smells, it's dirty and filthy, and someone just takes it out of the house because they have no need for it, and when they just throw it out there on the curb, and it just sits on the corner, on the curb, collecting dust amongst the other pieces of trash, and everybody walks past it because they don't want it. They don't have no need for this discarded, raggedy, torn, tattered, and smelly old couch. And that's what I feel like. I feel like that because for years, I didn't get anything I needed. I didn't get what I needed. I didn't get the love and embracement from the church. I didn't get love and embrace and love from my family. God just tossed me out there. I was hated my whole entire life and rejected and picked on. I know God says, oh, well, you're rejected so you can learn how to love others who are rejected. You're hated so you can embrace those who've been hated and show love to the ones who are hated. You're ostracized and cast out so you can embrace those who were cast out with you. I get it. But I feel like it's overkill at this point. I feel like it's overkill when you got to take everything from me now. You took my entire life, my whole essence of everything. You might look at me and look at this, oh, she pretty. I'm not pretty. Believe me, I am not beautiful, okay? I'm telling you this right now. This camera lies. That's why I get so angry. This camera lies. You do not see half of it. When I get on this camera, it's a lie. This is why I get on here every day. I don't want to make any more videos. I get on here because when I'm off this camera, my whole face is big as hell. My whole nose spreads across half of my face. I have darkened skin, just 3 or 4 shades darker than what you see right now. Big black circles and worn out skin and acne, wrinkles and bumps all over me. And I get it. I get it. If I took this wig off, you wouldn't see much or nothing. Because I got to walk around and cover up my hair in shame now because I have no hair. I had hair, but it's gone. I had it. And that's the thing. It's like I was young when God thrust me out. I was in my 20s. And a young woman, she desires to be beautiful. She desires to be attractive. She desires to get a mate. I wasn't trying to be beautiful so I can get all these men. I wanted a husband. I had a desire to raise my children with a father. Yes, I messed up because my father introduced me to pornography and other people with their burdens upon me for years. I messed up. But I had to live with my mistakes for my entire life. Even though I was young, I was rejected too. My parents didn't love me. I wasn't shown the proper examples. I was void of love also, and I made some mistakes. But God, I feel like he sentenced me a life sentence of punishment. And I had to pay my entire life for mistakes I made as a youth and in my early teens. Even though I came back to him, I was stuck living the consequences of those same mistakes. But yet, we have people who are well in their 40s and 50s who continue to get coddled and nurtured and, using the justification, they were abused, they were mistreated since they were children. But they don't have to change. They can keep doing whatever they want to do to me. They don't ever have to get it together. They don't ever get the consequences. God has always punished me for every little thing I do. Everything. He has always given me harsh penalties. Harsh penalties. And I've become bitter to the point where I wake up every day, but I don't have that desire anymore to love God the way I used to. Because I look at the stuff that he allows to happen to me. I says, Lord, you let everybody take everything from me and my children. But I remember when I took $20 one time, I was with this man he was my baby father of my youngest children. And I had to get back and forth to work. I had just gotten this job. I had no money. We didn't even have a paycheck yet. And I was struggling to put gas in my car. And I had no money. And so we ended up going to the gas station. I think I had like probably $5 or $6 to put in my tank. It wasn't even enough barely to give me a whole tank of gas. And this man found a credit card on the ground, lying there on the ground. And he lived a criminal lifestyle. He didn't care. He found ways to get a buck. He didn't care. That's just how he lived. And I had no business being with him. But after having a father who gave no damn about me and being discarded of, I had low self-esteem. So I just took whatever I could get because I felt worthless. I felt unworthy of anything better. And so I was with this man, and he found this credit card on the ground. We knew it didn't belong to us. He found a credit card that belonged to somebody else. He thought he won a lottery. He came over there excited. Look, you can get some gas for your car. And I knew it was wrong, but at the same time, I didn't have no way of getting to work. And I didn't know about how to trust in God at that time because, see, I grew up around people who bashed God because God never did nothing for us. I grew up around people who had trust in God, but we could trust God all day, but we didn't get anything. We grew up in poverty. And so I didn't understand it. So I grabbed this credit card because I needed gas. And I used that credit card and put probably $20-some worth of gas in my car. It was enough to fill the car up, fill it up. And back then, this was I think this was about 2016. So it didn't take much gas to fill up a tank. So I filled up my tank with that gas. I was happy. I had all this gas. I can get to work for the whole week. I was excited. And we got rid of the car. We just threw it away after I didn't take the car and go splurge. And I just got my gas. And that's all I got. And we threw the car back where we found it. He wanted to keep it. I said, no, we're not going to keep this car. I got back in the car, driving to work. 2 days later. 2 days. I rolled over something. And I got 2 black tires. My car had rolled over some debris on the ground on the street, and I knew this was God punishing me because I took I was reaping what I had sown. 2 days later, the people called the police because I was driving my car down the street and I had on my flashers and it was holding up traffic, and the police escorted us to a car place up the street, and they fixed my 2 tires, and guess what it cost me? $200. So when I got my check, I had to pay $200 of my money. I was charged $200 for $20 that I had taken. That $20 worth of gas to fill my tank up cost me $200 because I had to get 2 car tires repaired. So I really didn't gain anything. I lost. And that's how God was. I would always reap. Anytime I did anything wrong, he would make me reap. But I sat here my whole life watching people take everything from me, everything the little heart's desires. I had to walk around in shame. People taking my knowledge, people taking my beauty, my skin, my hair, taking everything they hated about themselves, putting it on me, and taking everything they loved about me and taking it for themselves. So I was walking around left with nothing. I get on here some days, my face still wide as I don't know what. My face is naturally narrow and small. I had natural bone structure, high cheekbones, beautiful jawline, all this stuff. And see, yeah, you might think that's frivolous, but to me, a young woman who wanted to attract a mate, I didn't want to be ugly. But people were allowed for years to cast their ugliness upon me, their fat upon me, their poverty, their shame. Here I am, when I was young, first had my kids walking in the welfare buildings. In my early 20s, going to the welfare building, getting food stamps, talking to them. And here I am doing the same thing at 40-some years old. Ain't nothing changed in over 20 years. Because people have held me in captivity and bondage. Every time God pushed me forward and tried to make me something great and successful, somebody took it away. And I'm like, Lord, wow, when I took that $20, I always go back to that $20. You punished me for that $20, Lord. That's what I say. You punished me when I took that $20. But here I am sitting here. Every time my hair grows, somebody can come and take it all out. I walk around here with no hair, bald-headed. Bald-headed. Oh, that's my neighbor's arguing. Let me let you hear that for a minute. This is what I got to deal with because I live in poverty. I live in Section 8 housing. I have to deal with noisy neighbors. I have to deal with all types of stuff. And it's not that I'm not judging my neighbors, but this is what I have to deal with because God has taken my caliber of life and allowed people to swap it and give me a low quality life. And I have to bear that shame of living in poverty. I can't go and talk to 20-year-old women and help them because they're living better than I am. They're college graduates. They can go off and do something with themselves. And they look at me, I'm 40-some years old. And the women I was supposed to have been helping, they're doing better than I am. And I say, Lord, this is a ministry because I see other people pastors, prophets, apostles, they're doing ministry work too, but they don't have to have their entire lives taken. They don't have to bear the burden of other people. They don't have to bear shame, them and their children. They don't have to have their children going back and forth. Their sons and daughters don't have to go back and forth to multiple group homes or be locked up in juvenile detention center or be in foster care being raped and abused. And they don't have to go to the store living on food stamps. They have money. They have a lucrative income off of their businesses and their ministries. God blesses them with favor. But I had to, for years, carry the burdens of other people. People who are not getting any help, they're not getting any help. They're just doing what they want to do to me and casting their burdens upon me. They're getting what they want to get out of life. And as a result, I've had to walk around with shame for many years. And I say, I'm not a 60-year-old woman. This would have been better off for a woman who was older than me, because they don't care about looking beautiful anymore. They don't care about it because they already have their husband. They've probably been married. Many of them have been married for years. They can give the nurture and love to these women. They don't care about a woman coming and taking their complexion, their skin tone, and putting acne all over their faces, or them walking around with huge pot bellies and wide waist about 40 inches because people are taking their bodies and their beauty and their weights fluctuating up and down. They're having heart attacks because of the constant pressure and strain on their bodies and their hearts. They don't have to deal with that. They don't have small children to raise who have to suffer now because of the ministry that God has thrust upon them. This would have been better. I told God a long time ago, because I thought I would have just a lightweight ministry where I was just passing out, helping women. Like I first started off, he told me I'd be writing books and getting married. I'd be a wife. That's what I was supposed to have done. But it turned into something completely different because other people did not want it, and he put the burden upon me. And I have gotten to the point where I'm tired of getting on here every day. And I know you guys are tired of hearing it, but I can't focus on the people anymore. I've gotten to the point where I don't even like people. And I used to love people. When I was a little girl, I loved people. I was the type that accepted anyone. It was people in my family who had so much discrimination. They were so exclusive and they put divisions up. They didn't want to be bothered with people. And I would just embrace anybody. I had this personality where I was just filled with love. And I didn't see a person. I just accepted anyone. And I had people in my family would talk about people and they didn't want to accept people, but I would befriend whoever. And I love people, but it's gotten to the point where I don't even want to be around people. When people approach me and I'm out in public, I'm stricken with it. I'm like on the fence because I don't want you around me now. Because I'm like, what are you coming here for? What are you about to do? You about to do some sorcery? You want to try and steal something? And I'm guarded, and they see that. And so they don't really interact with me. And it's gotten to the point where I feel like I can't love anyone because of what I have dealt with. Because what people have done, people who have taken my kindness and my ministry work for granted and used it to stomp all over me and abuse me and my children and cast their burdens upon us and take advantage of it. And so when I get on here every day, I've been picking up this camera, even though I don't want to do this anymore. I really don't, because I'm not, it's just, it's affecting my relationship with God. It's affected my righteous walk. It's affecting a lot. And I don't get why God allowed all of this. I still don't understand it. Yeah, maybe it was to keep me from being prideful, but I'm as humble as you can be. The people who need to be humbled are the ones who wield their sorcery and witchcraft like a sword and do whatever they want to do to other people and take whatever they want. And they don't have no need for God because their magic works for them. And they can walk around filled with pride because they've taken everything from everyone else. I don't need to be humbled because I am humbled. I have nothing. He's made me low as I don't know what. Like I said, I'm the one who have to walk around here in poverty. I have to walk around here uneducated without a degree. I have to walk around here with no money. I have to walk around here living in Section 8 and living off of public assistance and low income. I'm the one who has to walk around here obese. I'm the one who has to walk around here with no hair on her head. I'm the one who has to walk around here with the children. My son who can't even at 17 years old read or barely read or write or do basic multiplication problems. A son who has had to face the shame of being in multiple group homes and having being arrested and put in handcuffs multiple times because these burdens of other people were cast upon him. And then I remember when they told me, oh, my son's 16 years old. When he was 16, they said, oh, well, he has to start being accountable now. But you got 30, 40, and 50 and 60-year-old women and men who don't have to be accountable. They can cast their burdens upon me and my children and make us bear the pain and shame for them, make us carry their weight instead of going to God themselves. And you call this a ministry when people are not getting help? All they're doing is just casting their burdens upon us. They're not reaping the consequences of their actions, but we have to. I feel like I would let many of you down, and that's why this has been a struggle for me. because I did enjoy parts of the ministry. I enjoyed helping those who appreciated the help, those who really wanted to take the knowledge and the wisdom that I've acquired over all these years by all the experience and circumstance and everything God has brought me through, and been able to expound upon that through all of these different situations I've been placed into. Those who have been able to utilize the wisdom and knowledge that I've been able to impart into you all through all of those experiences, everything I've gone through. I appreciate you all, those of you who have been on here, who have gotten something out of it, and who have taken it and used it to try and pick up your own cross. You're not the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who have sat here for years and used this as a crutch, and use it as a way to just cast their burdens upon other people and not even try to attempt to pick up on their own bed and do anything for themselves. And they have done this, and they have used this as an excuse. And it's caused me to despise this ministry. It's caused me to despise getting on here. I told God over and over, I don't want to do this anymore. Lord, I can't bear it. And he forces it on me. He forces it on me to the point where I'm feeling resentful. Then I'm told if I don't complete it, I don't get my reward. But that's kind of unfair to me. It's unfair because this wasn't even this was thrust upon me because of other people who didn't do what they're supposed to have done. And then I suffered all those years. Me and my children suffered. We lost everything. We lost our lives. And because I can't bear it after I've done all this for all these years, I don't get my reward if I don't keep going on. I get it. We're supposed to keep pressing forward, but I'm overwhelmed. And not only that, I feel like this is jeopardizing my soul. It's jeopardizing my relationship with God, it's jeopardizing how I feel when I wake up feeling resentment and underlying hatred. When I'm sitting here and I'm being honest about how I feel, because God has allowed people to hurt me and destroy everything about me, and I've got no justice. That's the thing. When people don't get justice, it breeds resentment. We've not gotten justice. When I can get up here and stand up, some days I can't stand up because my legs are being cut into, or I'm bearing the weight of other people, and I'm over it. I don't even care who don't. I'm not talking to y'all. That's how I feel like I'm at the point where those of you who come on here just to laugh and you just ignorant, very ignorant, and you're on here just to laugh and mock. Why are you here? I'm on here talking to people who get it. People who understand. You've been through the plight. You've been through the struggle. You know what it's like. When people who truly do ministry work, you get tired. You get tired of dealing with people. Because people don't want to pick up their own cross. They want to make excuses and justification. They think you're just here to keep cleaning up their mess and mopping up their vomit. And every time you do, you keep mopping up their vomit. They keep coming back right before you and vomiting right in your face, telling you to mop it up instead of them grabbing and picking up their mop and mopping up their own vomit. They want you to keep mopping it up for them. And I'm tired of mopping up people's vomit. I'm tired of people casting their burdens upon me and getting away with it. I'm tired of seeing people's mocking faces. I'm tired of bearing your burdens when you're not trying to do anything and go to God yourself. And I'm tired of God making me bear it, making my children bear it. And it's gotten to the point where I feel like, wow, I want to leave ministry because these type of people, but then I want to stay in ministry because I know there's somebody out there who truly need my help. And I want to keep helping those. I want to keep going for them. And I know the devil using these wicked people because he don't want me to help the ones who truly need the help and who want it and who will embrace that help. And so that's where I'm at. I'm in a dilemma. I'm conflicted right now. And I'm just asking you all, those who are truly on here, you know who you are. Those who have truly been a support to me, I know you're there. And I know you go through struggles, so I pray for you all the time. I pray for those of you on my channel. I pray. Believe me, I pray a lot for people. You might think I'm just on here. I know I pray. And those who have been holding up my family when I feel strong, when I feel weak, because we all grow through periods of weakness. We all need somebody to help us. I really appreciate and I'm thanking you all. But right now I'm going through a situation where I'm feeling like I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do it because I'm tired. I'm tired. Those of you who know, you know, I'm tired. And I feel like everything I've been going through is really I'm trying to keep going. I'm trying, but it's really difficult. It's really difficult. So I'm going to take a few days and take a pause. Might not, I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to keep making these videos. I'm trying to decide whether I want to keep going forward because right now, I don't like it. I don't like none of this. And I'm angry because I know God is a just God, but I ain't seen that justice yet. I ain't seen the justice. I ain't seen it. Like I said, when I can sit up here every day, got women sitting here buying themselves to my soul. Look how my face look today. Come on. When you sitting here putting your burdens on me, and I'm expected to mother someone and I'm the same age as them, and they don't want to do what they need to do, they want to cast their burdens upon me and use excuses. But when I needed that, the Lord thrust me out there and told me to get myself together. See, he gave me that hard love. I didn't get coddled. I still get hard love. He might have got a little bit better with it because he was really harsh on me. I know some people need it. Some people be a little bit stubborn and rebellious. And I agree, I could be that kind of person when I don't want to do something or when I got my mind up. Yeah, I could be that kind of person. But I think right now, I'm at the point where sometimes you need love. You need to be embraced. You don't always need harsh this, harsh that, oh, penalize this. And that's what I got. And that's why it's hard for me to, sometimes I'm harsh too, because that's what I got. I got harsh stuff. Get it right. Do this. I needed love. I needed to be embraced. And God didn't give me that. He just threw me out there. My kids didn't get that. My daughter, she's struggling. So I ask you all to pray for her because she feels fat, she feels ugly, she feels unattractive. She shouldn't feel that way. She's young. She's a 19-year-old girl. Young people should have their youth. We should have our youth when we're young. And grown old women who don't like themselves should not be allowed to take the youth from a child. That's what I don't agree with. My daughter was given these things. That was her blessing. She was always known for her beauty. And I know beauty, some people might think beauty is not important. I talked about this before. Whatever God gives us is important. He gave it to her because he wanted her to have it. He felt it was important. She was born with a disability. She might not have caught on very well, and her brain was very like a child. She didn't learn very well. It took her a long time. She struggled with that, but she had her beauty. And when I looked at this recent YouTube video of Kenya Moore, old video of her going over, I guess, reacting to her being crowned Miss America or whatever, I thought about it like, wow, she was giving her beauty, and that opened the door for her, paved the way for her to do so much in her community and do so much for herself. Her success came from her beauty. Not only that, and she was allowed to go to school, yes, but some people, we work with whatever we have. And that's the thing. God allows us the things he's put inside of us to be a blessing. We all might not have gotten the same things. We all might not be articulate or well-spoken. We all might not be extremely intelligent to the point where we can catch on and go on to be a scientist or a neurosurgeon or any of that stuff. We might not all be athletic and have agile bodies that can play sports and become very adept at all types of things or in fitness. We all might not be attractive, but some people are given beauty. Some people are given smart. Some people are given athleticism. Some people are given everything. But we're to use the things that God has given us. But when you take everything that God has given a person, you leave them with nothing. Their lives are worthless and useless. And that's what I look at. I look at me and my children. God has allowed everybody to take everything out of us that he put in us. That was for us to use for our purpose. So what are we left to do? And it might not matter, but it's like I look at it and I look at God. I'm like, that was an injustice. That was an injustice. It was. And we sit here unfulfilled because we lost out on what our purpose in life. Yes, I'm doing this ministry where you might wonder why I keep picking up this phone and this video, making videos, because this is what makes me feel like I have a purpose in life. Honestly, it does. Because I've lost my entire purpose. I've lost it. If I didn't have this camera in my hand, I wouldn't know what to do. Yes, I can pray to God every day and sit here and be a mother to my children, but we all need something else to do. We all need something to be productive. And that's what was stolen from me. That's where the void comes from. And if I don't pick up this camera, trust me, if I don't pick up this camera, my enemies who are doing this, they will have a field day of doing this stuff. This is why I pick up the camera every day, because like I told you, when I'm not on this camera, they take advantage of putting their burdens upon me. It gets worse. It gets worse because then they see that the world won't see what they're doing, and they like to cover up what they're doing so they can do it in secret. When I'm out on this camera exposing everything, they have a field day. The devil just runs rampant with his destruction on me and my children and my family. That's another reason why I started this YouTube channel and I started exposing everything. But yeah, I'm conflicted right now, and I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to keep doing this. I do have to be obedient to God, but I feel like at the same time, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. If I'm not right with myself and my spirit, I'm not going to sit here and make videos for you all. I have to decide what it is that I need to do right now because I'm struggling. I'm struggling with everything. And I'm trying to figure it out, what God wants me to do. Because when I pray for people and continue to bear along with them, they take it for granted. They don't try to take advantage of it and change. They just want to keep throwing their burdens on me. Oh, well, here she goes. She prayed for me again. Now I can go back and do what I've been doing. That's all they've been doing. And I get tired of carrying people's burdens when they're not trying to go to God and enabling them to continue their sins. That's basically what it's doing. It's enabling them. I'm not going to be your enabler. I'm not going to be your enabler. I'm not going to do that. So I just ask those of you who are riding with me, meaning you're riding with God, you're riding with Christ, you know I'm not perfect. I ain't never told you I was perfect. I always said I'm not perfect. But see, I'm humble enough to admit when I have faults. I'm humble enough to admit when I'm struggling and I need help. I don't sit here puffed up with pride pretending that everything is great with my life, because it's not. So I'm on here today telling you that I'm struggling and I'm trying to figure it out. Every day I'm struggling with the fact of continuing this because I'm not happy. I'm not, and I'm angry. I have underlying anger of how all this has happened, what God has allowed, the injustices he's allowed to happen to me and my children. Our whole lives, bearing the burdens of all these people, our entire lives. It hurts. So just keep us in your prayers. Thank you.